Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this explosive breakdown of one of the most jaw-dropping moments in daytime television history. Imagine the bustling energy of the Today Show studio, where the sun filters through the massive windows of Rockefeller Center, casting a golden glow on a polished set adorned with vibrant fall decorations of pumpkins and leaves symbolizing the crisp October air outside. It's a typical Wednesday morning on October 15, 2025. And the third hour is in full swing, hosted by the charismatic Craig Melvin, whose easy smile and sharp wit have made him a staple for millions tuning in for their daily dose of news, entertainment, and light-hearted banter. Craig, dressed in a crisp navy suit that hugs his athletic frame, adjusts his earpiece as the cameras sweep across the audience, a sea of enthusiastic fans waving signs that read "We love Kelly." And Craig's got the scoop. The band plays a upbeat intro tune, and the crowd erupts in applause, unaware that in mere minutes, this familiar routine will shatter into chaos. Enter Kelly Clarkson, the powerhouse vocalist turned talk show titan, striding onto the stage with her signature confidence. At 43, Kelly looks radiant in a tailored emerald green blazer that accentuates her curves, paired with high-waisted black pants and ankle boots that click assertively against the floor. Her blonde waves cascade over her shoulders, and her makeup is flawless, smoky eyes that hint at the fire within. She's here to promote her latest album, Resilient Echoes, a raw collection of tracks born from her tumultuous divorce and triumphant comeback, and the anticipation is palpable. The audience cheers wildly as she hugs Craig warmly, their laughter echoing like old friends reuniting. "Kelly, it's always a blast having you here," Craig says, his voice smooth as velvet, gesturing to the couch where plush pillows in autumn hues invite her to settle in. Kelly flashes her megawatt smile, the one that's won over hearts since her American Idol days 2 decades ago, and quips, "Craig, if I didn't know better, I'd think you just wanted my recipes again." The crowd chuckles, and the segment kicks off with the usual pleasantry as Kelly sharing anecdotes about her Las Vegas residency, where she's been packing houses with sold-out shows blending pop anthems and soulful ballads, drawing comparisons to legends like Whitney Houston. She talks about her kids, River and Remy, now teenagers navigating the perils of social media fame, and how motherhood has grounded her amid the whirlwind of celebrity life. Craig nods empathetically, his own experiences as a father shining through, and the chemistry feels electric, like a well-rehearsed dance. But beneath the surface, tensions simmer. Kelly's been vocal lately in interviews about the pressures of the industry, the relentless scrutiny on women's bodies post-40, and the double standards that plague female hosts in a male-dominated network. Whispers in the green room beforehand had hinted at friction of producers pushing for juicier sound bites to boost ratings amid slumping viewership numbers for daytime TV in the streaming era. As the conversation flows, Craig steers it toward her divorce from Brandon Blackstock, a topic that's been dissected in tabloids for years, from custody battles to settlement rumors totaling 9 figures. Kelly's eyes flicker with a shadow of unease, but she powers through, laughing it off with a self-deprecating joke about alimony funding her shoe collection. The audience eats it up, but Craig, ever the journalist, senses an opening. "Kelly, your new single Shattered Vows is climbing the charts. It's brutally honest. Fans are dying to know, was there a moment during the divorce where you just wanted to walk away from it all?" His question lands like a gentle probe, but Kelly's posture stiffens ever so slightly, her fingers tightening around her coffee mug emblazoned with the Today Show logo. The studio lights hum overhead, the air conditioning whispering cool breaths against the warmth of the spotlights, and for a split second, the room holds its collective breath. Kelly pauses, her mind racing back to those dark days in 2020 when the pandemic amplified the cracks in her marriage, turning private pain public. She sips her drink, buying time, and responds with measured grace, "Craig, walking away isn't just a choice, it's survival sometimes. But let's not rehash old wounds, I've got new music to celebrate." The pivot is smooth, but Craig, undeterred, leans in closer, his tie a splash of red against the neutral tones of the set. "Absolutely, but your authenticity is what we love." Speaking of walking away, rumors swirl about your show. Any truth to stepping back from NBC altogether? It's a loaded question, laced with the subtext of contract negotiations and behind-the-scenes power plays. Kelly's laugh rings out, but it's edged now, like glass about to crack. The audience shifts uncomfortably, sensing the undercurrent, while producers in the control room exchange glances, fingers hovering over commercial break buttons. This is daytime TV gold, but at what cost? As Kelly formulates her reply, the seeds of confrontation are sown, the interview teetering on the brink of something unforgettable. And just like that, what began as a promotional puff piece morphs into a powder keg, ready to ignite the airwaves and send shockwaves through Hollywood. The atmosphere in the studio thickens like humidity before a storm, the laughter from Kelly's earlier quip fading into an uneasy hush as Craig Melvin presses forward with the precision of a seasoned anchor. His eyes, sharp and inquisitive behind frameless glasses, lock onto hers, reflecting the multicolored lights dancing from the jumbotron screens displaying live tweets from viewers. #Kelly on Today trending with heart emojis and fan art. Kelly Clarkson, no stranger to tough spots from belting high notes under idol judges' fire to navigating tabloid storms, feels the familiar prickle of vulnerability creeping up her spine. She sets her mug down on the glass coffee table with a soft clink, the sound amplified in the microphone pickup, drawing attention to the slight tremor in her hand. "Craig, we've danced this tango before," she says, her Texas twang infusing warmth even as her tone firms. "My life's an open book, but some chapters are closed for a reason of privacy, you know?" The audience murmurs in agreement, a few claps rippling through, but Craig, ever the pro, doesn't back down. He chuckles lightly, diffusing with charm. "Fair point, Kelly, but your fans are the reason we're here, and speaking of fans, there's buzz about a collab with Adele. Spill." It's a deft redirection, and Kelly exhales, diving into tales of late-night studio sessions in London, where fog-shrouded streets mirrored the emotional haze of crafting lyrics about lost love and reclaimed strength. She describes Adele's powerhouse presence, their voices harmonizing in a demo track that's already leaking hype on TikTok, with duets going viral among Gen Z covers. The crowd leans in, enthralled, as Kelly mimics Adele's signature eye roll during a recording blooper, eliciting genuine belly laughs that momentarily thaw the frost. Yet, the respite is fleeting. As the segment clock ticks toward the halfway mark, with co-hosts Jenna Bush Hager and Dylan Dreyer visible in the wings, prepping for their weather tease, Craig circles back, his journalist instincts honed from years on Dateline overrides. "Kelly, your show's killing Ida 6 seasons strong, but with all the changes at NBC, from Peacock mergers to budget cuts, how do you stay resilient?" It's innocuous on the surface, but Kelly hears the barb, the implication that her success is precarious, tied to network whims rather than her talent. Her jaw sets, a muscle twitching beneath the layer of foundation, and she counters, "Resilient, honey, that's my middle name." But let's be real, women in this biz fight twice as hard for half the credit. "Remember when they tried to sideline me post-title for not being edgy enough?" The words hang heavy, laced with years of pent-up frustration from pay disputes, body-shaming headlines, and the grind of maintaining a family life amid 18-hour days. Craig nods, but his follow-up slices deeper. "True, but isn't that the game? You and I both know a tough skin or bust." The audience gasps softly, the line blurring between camaraderie and challenge. Kelly's eyes narrow, her blue gaze turning steely, reminiscent of her stronger music video persona, unbreakable, unyielding. She leans forward, elbows on knees, voice dropping to a husky timbre that commands silence. "Tough skin, Craig, it's armor, and sometimes, that armor weighs you down until you can't breathe." The studio falls pin drop quiet, save for the distant hum of New York traffic filtering through insulated walls. Producers scramble silently, debating intervention, while social media explodes in real-time, tweets firing off like fireworks. Is Kelly shading Craig? #Today drama. Kelly continues, her words tumbling out in a cathartic rush, recounting the isolation of her 2023 health scare, a vocal cord scare that sidelined her tour and sparked fears of career's end. "I poured my soul into that show, into this network, and what do I get? Questions that pick at scars instead of celebrating the healing." Craig, caught off guard, stammers a recovery. "Kelly, I admire your fiery, that's why you're here. But the damage is done. The interview veers into uncharted territory, a raw exchange that peels back the glamour to reveal the human toll of fame. As the confrontation brews, Kelly's mind flashes to mentors like Reba McEntire, who warned her about the pitfalls of vulnerability on air, and she wonders if this is the breaking point. The camera zooms in tight on her face, capturing every micro-expression of the furrow of her brow, the quiver of her lip, broadcasting to 4 million households where viewers clutch their remotes, transfixed by the unraveling. This isn't scripted drama, it's the messy truth of two titans clashing egos in the Coliseum of live TV, setting the stage for the walk-off that will redefine their legacies and ignite endless debate. Tension coils tighter in the Today Show studio, the air electric with unspoken barbs as Kelly Clarkson's words echo off the exposed brick walls, her vulnerability laid bare like an open wound under surgical lights. Craig Melvin, unflappable on the surface, shifts in his seat, the leather creaking faintly, a sound lost in the rising swell of audience whispers that ripple like waves across the 200-strong crowd, many of whom traveled from as far as Connecticut for this glimpse of their idol. Kelly's chest rises and falls with deliberate breaths, drawing on yoga techniques she's sworn by since her wellness pivot in 2022, when she shed 40 pounds not for headlines but for the sheer joy of chasing her kids without gasping. Craig, it's not just me, she presses, her voice gaining volume, a crescendo building like the bridge of one of her power ballads. Every woman watching, hosts, singers, moms, they're tired of the interrogation disguised as conversation. When do we get to just be without the autopsy? The question lands like a mic drop, and the audience erupts in supportive cheers, hands clapping in rhythmic solidarity, signs bobbing higher as if fueling her fire. Craig, his smile now a tight line, attempts to reel it back, palms up in mock surrender. Kelly, you're preaching to the choir here. I've got your back, I always have. But ratings, baby, ratings demand the real tea. It's a confession wrapped in deflection, revealing the mercenary underbelly of broadcast news, where personal stories are currency and boundaries are mere suggestions. Kelly's laugh is bitter this time, devoid of mirth, as she recalls her own battles with NBC execs over content control, from censoring her candid mental health talks to pushing for more relatable segments that often veered into her private life. This isn't a gossip rag, it's my life, she retorts, gesturing broadly to encompass the cameras, the crew, the invisible executives and glass towers above. The exchange accelerates, words flying faster, Craig defending the format as authentic engagement, Kelly countering with tales of colleagues like Hoda Kotb facing similar squeezes, their sisterhood forged in green room vents over lukewarm coffee. Viewers at home, from soccer moms in Ohio to industry insiders in LA, flood comment sections, Team Kelly all day. Let her speak. The band's drummer taps a nervous rim shot, the producer's voice crackling urgently in Craig's ear. A wrap it, now. But momentum overrides protocol. Kelly rises halfway from the couch, her blazer slipping open to reveal a delicate necklace engraved with her children's initials, a talisman against the storm. You want real, Craig? Here's real. I'm done being the punchline for your segments. Done letting tough skin mean swallowing disrespect on live TV. Her voice cracks on the last word, emotion bubbling over the dam of professionalism she's maintained for 20 years. Craig stands too, hands extended in a peacemaking gesture, his height advantage doing little to diffuse the intensity. Whoa, Kelly, that's no I respect you, Queen, this is just us talking, like bros. But the word Queen grates, patronizing in context, and Kelly's eyes flash with the righteous anger of a woman who's clawed her way from Burleson, Texas, to global icon status. She paces a step, boots echoing, the set's geometric rug bunching underfoot, as she unloads on the industry's gender bias, says how male hosts like Jimmy Fallon get lauded for antics while she's critiqued for intensity. The crowd hangs on every syllable, phones aloft capturing the unfiltered fury, destined for Instagram reels that will amass millions of views by lunch. In this crucible moment, alliances shift. Co-host Dylan Dreyer, poised off-camera with her meteorology maps, bites her lip in empathy, while Jenna Bush Hager signals frantically for a break. Yet, the interview hurtles onward, a verbal joust where swords are sharpened by lived experience. Kelly circles back to her music, tying the thread. My album's about breaking free. Echoes isn't just songs, it's my manifesto. And if this network can't echo that, maybe it's time I find a stage that does. Craig, sweat beading subtly on his forehead under the clean lights, probes one last time. So, are you walking away from all this? The irony hangs thick, a prophetic echo of what's to come. Kelly freezes, the weight of the question mirroring her internal crossroads: loyalty to a show that launched her talk career versus the siren call of independence. The studio clock glares 9:58 a.m., 2 minutes to commercial, but time stretches elastic in the standoff. This escalation isn't mere spat, it's a microcosm of broader reckonings in entertainment, where #Me Too's embers still glow, demanding accountability from the gatekeepers. As Kelly's resolve hardens, the walk-off looms, a seismic shift that will leave the SATA and the industrial reverberating. The tipping point arrives with the subtlety of a thunderclap, the studio's ambient hum drowned out by the pounding of Kelly Clarkson's heart in her ears as she absorbs Craig Melvin's parting shot, his words lingering like smoke after a flare-up. The audience, now a chorus of held breaths, watches as Kelly's expression morphs from defensive to defiant, her shoulders squaring like a gladiator donning invisible pauldrons. Walking away? Craig, that's exactly what I'm considering right now, she declares, her tone laced with steel, the Texas drawl sharpening into a blade. Gasps cascade through the crowd, a domino effect of shock rippling from front row to back, where a young fan in a Kelly t-shirt clutches her friend's arm, whispering, "Oh my God, is this happening?" Craig's face registers genuine surprise, his anchor poise cracking for the first time, eyes widening as he backpedals. "Kelly, come on, that's not what I meant. We're family here at Today." But the word family stings, evoking her fractured home life dissected on air one too many times, and Kelly shakes her head, blonde strands whipping like a flag in battle. She glances at the monitors showing split-screen reactions, a home viewer's live poll flashing 78% Team Kelly, and draws strength from the digital roar. Rising fully now, she towers in spirit if not stature, her 5'3" frame commanding the space as if she were 10 feet tall. "Family doesn't grill you over breakfast about your pain for clicks," she fires back, voice projecting without strain, honed from years of arena tours where she'd belt to 20,000 without a mic. The crew freezes mid-motion, a stagehand pausing with a prop pumpkin, the lighting text console beeping ignorta as the confrontation transcends the set, beaming uncut to kitchens and offices nationwide. Kelly's mind races through flashbacks, her 2010 Grammy wins overshadowed by weight comments, the 2021 lawsuit with ex-manager Narvel Blackstock that drained her emotionally, and now this, a culmination of feeling tokenized as the relatable host while her artistic ambitions chafed against syndication schedules. "I've given this show my blood, sweat, and tears, literally, from laryngitis episodisa, and for what? To be the emotional lightning rod?" Her gesture sweeps the couch, the table strewn with her album swag, signed CDs, lyric booklets inscribed with empowering quotes like "Since you've been gone, I've been stronger." Craig stands too, microphone in hand like a lifeline, appealing to the camera. "Folks, Kelly's passion is why we adore her. Let's talk music." Nota, but Kelly interrupts, a rarity in her polite persona. "No, let's talk truth. Women like me, we build empires, but y'all act like we're guests in our own homes." The audience surges to their feet, applause thundering, a tidal wave of validation that emboldens her further. Social media detonatessa #Kelly walks off, spiking to worldwide trends, memes spawning of her fierce glare captioned when the interviewer forgets who's boss. In the control booth, panic reigns, the director calls for a blackout, but the feed rolls on, capturing every raw second in high-def glory. Kelly turns to the crowd, arms open, soaking in their energy like a performer at climax, then pivots back to Craig, her expression softening fractionally with a reluctant empathy. "You're a good man, Craig." "But good men can still perpetuate the mess without realizing." He nods, swallowing hard, the red tie suddenly feeling like a noose under the hot lights. As the clock hits 10 o'clock, the ordained break time, Kelly doesn't sit. Instead, she extends a hand, a nut for shake, but a symbolic Brigitte murmurs take care, and with deliberate steps, heads stage left toward the exit archway framed by NPC peacock banners,